In the last video, we addressed the problem of too much moisture in this compost pile. And so this is a few days later, and we'll see that life has come back to the compost pile. We can never see it, of course, not with our naked eyes. We need powerful microscopes to see the the great range of species of microbes that exist in the soil. But we can infer their existence from the heat that they emit. So we can see, as you see, as I just intrude a little bit into our compost pile this time, it's heated up again. That tells us that the the uh, the bacteria are reproducing once again, and at a good rate. We'll also see uh, some other life that is worms and bugs that are flourishing inside of it. The compost pile is now seems to be past its thermophilic stage and down to a mesophilic stage. So I'll probably won't be turning it again after this, and just let it sit for the next few months and let the composting proceed. We'd also looked in the last couple of videos at made some connections, and that is that human health and soil health are related. In fact, human health requires soil health, that our food be grown in healthy soils. Healthy soils are soils that are full of life, full of biology, a healthy biology as diverse as possible. Um, and we also looked at the fact that the rhizosphere, that is the area around the roots, is very much the equivalent of our own gut system. Both are full of of bacteria, microbes, not simply bacteria, but microbes that are necessary for the health of the plant, for the health of the human, and that those two systems, rhizospheres and human microbiome, speak back and forth to each other, share bacteria, share genetic sequences of bacteria, so that the connections are really clear. Now, nothing. When we look at the other side of this, we can also see that um, uh, modern medicine, that is conventional medicine, and conventional agriculture, industrial agriculture, epitomized by Monsanto, the former epitomized by Bayer and all the big pharmaceutical corporations, that uh, both of those entities propel, channel funding for research, pose the questions they want to be posed, and and suppress research that they don't want, uh, that doesn't help them, that isn't in their interests of making greater profits. And that leads us to really similar uh, approaches to both agriculture, gardening, just uh, plants, biology, and medicine. And both of those things, the conventional medicine and conventional uh, industrial agriculture, address symptoms. And this happens even in gardening. I listen to gardening shows, or read gardening tips from experts that have a really, an encyclopedic um, response to, if you have this condition, add this fertilizer, so much potassium, so much nitrogen, address this insect with this concoction of whatever it is, herbicide. All of those things, all of those things skirt around the issue of the soil health, which they never discuss. If the first line of defense is healthy soil, then first you make sure you do that, and then you address an infestation of aphids or something like that. Similarly, modern medicine deals with symptoms. Normally, The first line of defense is kill bacteria, kill the bacteria. But in fact, there are only a very small percentage of bacteria that are dangerous to us. And if you have a full range of bacteria and a full range, a full healthy um, microbiome, a, a healthy gut, you don't need to be addressing every symptom in that way. So the first thing that can be done in both cases is ensure the health of the system, ensure the health of the human, ensure the health of the soil, and those two are related by the diversity and the depth of the biology in the soil, in the human gut. Everything else is about addressing the symptoms. So the argument that I'm trying to make here is that uh, when Bayer took over, or well, when we had a merger last month, a couple of months ago, and an ongoing merger between Bayer and Monsanto, it makes perfect sense. A pharmaceutical company that deals with a human, uh, well, it doesn't deal with a human microbiome. It deals with the problems of an unhealthy microbiome, symptoms only that are addressed by more and more uh, uh, chemical interventions, and uh, and that is the same thing that's going on in the soil with Monsanto, that can only exist by actually killing a healthy soil biology by adding chemical fertilizers, herbicides, insecticides, fungicides, and so on, and then dealing with the problems that creates. Both both big pharmaceutical companies, well, pharmaceutical companies, modern medicine deals with symptoms that all have their source in the destruction of uh, soil health. And so that is what this whole project is trying to recuperate: health in the soil.